Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are in this universe. Wow, we got a bunch of chatters this morning. Hello, Deborah. Hello, Sylvia. Hello, Natalie. You don't get to come on very often with us. Yay. Good afternoon, Lynn. Melissa, Practically Creative. And Sylvia is at You and Me FPP. Let's see. Is there anything I need to repeat? Thank you, Melissa. She says, don't forget to give Colleen a thumbs up, please. She usually says pay the rent. I think she's messing with us. Changing tactics. Sylvia got her present from Lynn. And it went out quick. Yay. Morning, morning, morning. Give everybody just a minute. I've already lost 2 people. Listen. I was yelling at dogs while I typed that. Bad dogs. Okay, in case you need a reminder, we can do hard things. Hope you're able to see that. How is everyone? Lynn asks. Yes, how is everyone? I got things I need to remember to do, so I'm going to start real quick. You know our friend Tracy Albert, who is one of my moderators, but not always here. But we love her. We love lots of people. We're like that. She sent me a surprise happy mail. I love snowmen. Love it. I also love crochet dishcloths. Now these are going to go into my Christmas stash, so I'll pull them out next year. Love, 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 love crochet dishcloths. I can knit dishcloths, but crocheted ones, they just have better scrubbing abilities to me. I never put the little hangers on mine. And this one can stay out now. I love that cotton. I love those colors. Those are just gorgeous together. I had to show you my happy mail. Now I can put Christmas away and put that one back in the kitchen where it belongs. Let's see, what else did I have this morning? Oh, I was going to show you. Over the weekend, I did finish my Simply Vintage Christmas quilt. I have not taken pictures of it yet. I was trying so hard to get this thing finished. I'd rest a little bit, and then I'd go quilt some more. And I liked the way it is upside down. Let's turn that without destroying anything. Yeah, I think that's right side up. This time I did something a little bit different when I quilted it, because, you know, I quilt on a small machine. Not this one. I traded them out yesterday or Sunday. I can't remember. I traded them out Sunday, so I'd get used to this one, because this one doesn't have the automatic needle up down right here that I can push. So I have to get used to the wheel again. It's been a little bit since I used it. I traded them out because that one does a lot of work on quilting. And so I'm hoping that using this one for piecing, you know, extends the use of both of them a little bit. Oh, goodness. Melissa has coffee. We'll be leaving soon. And why am I on Top Chat? If you have Top Chat on, you might want to drop that to live chat so you don't miss things. I think it should automatically put me on live chat. Thank you for the links, Melissa. Natalie is enjoying her day off. Melissa says, I learned to crochet just to make dishcloths. So did I, actually. I am horrible at it because I haven't had a lot of practice. Clearly, Tracy is not horrible at it. Hurdy purdy. Melissa says, Sylvia says that came out beautiful, Colleen. Thank you, thank you. Let's see where. Beautiful. Lynn Bias says, beautiful Colleen with a heart. Thank you. Tracy with Craft a Simple Life. Oh, it's good to see you. Wait, have I finally caught you live? You have. Is it early there? Can't remember where you are. And Tracy, I need to fix your link for when you come in. I can share the Twitch with them, which means I'll have to get on Twitch. I don't like getting on Twitch. But Tracy does lives on Twitch, right? It's 8 a.m. here. That's still pretty early. Deborah loves crocheted dishcloths too. But what I did when I did this one, because I asked on my last one, my color splash quilt, I was like, what do you guys think? Can I quilt part of these before I put the backing on? And the common answer was, try it. Don't know why not. So I did that for this one. For this one, I quilted. I started in the middle and then I went out from there like a row of stars. I just did the stars to tack it down to the batting. And then I went back and it took some thinking. I felt like it was a chess game because I'm not good at chess. But I would go to one star and I'd start here and I'd come off and I'd do around the block and I'd go over here, see how far I could get before I ran into a finished star already because I wasn't wanting to go over it. And then I'd go back and I'd just keep doing that, go out and come back, go out, can't see, go out, come back to the star, and then go out and come back. So, and that worked really, really well. Now the backing, I love the Minky backing. All of my quilts will have Minky backing as long as my husband can afford me. Let's see if you could see that. Oops. All right. Oh, y'all stop touching things. It looked like there was a... And what I struggled with most with this was keeping puckers out of it. It's been washed. So it does have that wrinkly, crinkly look, even though I pre-soaked and dried my batting. So it still gets that look. I love that. Yes, Tracy streams on Twitch now. It's good to see you this morning. I keep getting sidetracked. Don't get to see Tracy that often. I see her mom and pops because they're on later in the day. In fact, they're on today. She's back from the road to California trip with all kinds of goodies. And I'm not going to tell you who she ran into, but you should go watch Saturday's live if you haven't, so you can see who she ran into, because that is just awesome. Anyway, I put up a short video. I just recorded it live, but private, and then I put it up, and my microphone switched on me again, and I thought I had that handled that day. I really did. I thought I already unswitched them so it would use my good mic and not the one that picks up every time you move. Plus the cord got in the way. I didn't realize it fell off my electrical tape I had holding it on to the arm thing. So technical difficulties. If you want to watch that, mute it and read. That would be my best advice. But let's see. Yeah, you can see the star in the squares here. This particular batting, you can quilt 10 inches apart. So I was okay with doing it like this. I thought that is great. And I think 10 inches apart is a great distance for me. I don't like to do the heavy quilting on my quilts. One is just very time consuming. And two, I like the lighter quilting. I do. So when I gift a quilt, they get it too. That in the center right there, oh my gosh. That was so much easier than my mind had it worked out to be. Let me refold this real quick. So that gets checked off our to-do list. Yay. I like checking things off the to-do list. And it was pretty easy to keep squared. I did cut off a little bit of the minky, but not very much because the way I had lined it up. And even though I used color catchers, this fabric right here, this red that I put around it, let's see, it bled. But I think that's okay because I think that look is okay because old pages get that faded look around them. So I think that's okay. That doesn't bother me at all. And I can tell you whoever's getting that, which is probably going to be one of my nieces or nephews, won't care one bit. I'll just let you know it's there. So it was, thank you. Thank you, ladies. Guess who, Nancy? Good morning. It's good to see you. I was wondering how you're doing. Oh, let's get back. Oh, Allison has put up already part 1. I need to get that link. Or am I subscribed to her? I might be subscribed to her already. I remember thinking that I needed to get the link though. Yay. Melissa watched that this morning. Oh, I bet that was fun. Just seeing Mom talk about all the things. They had a blast. And Sylvia started watching it. Melissa has watched it. Oh, thank you, Sylvia. Sylvia's going to send me the link after this. That would be awesome. Thank you. Oh, let's see. Where was I? Lynn says you did a great job on that, Colleen. Thank you very much. Nancy says beautiful quilt. Thank you, Nancy. Tracy looks, my eyes are twitchy. They've had too much coffee. Tracy says looks great with a thumbs up. Deborah Holman says so pretty, Colleen. Thank you. Thank you. And now I think I'm done with the show and tell. Oh, I was thinking yesterday, I watched a lot of decluttering stuff, and I declutter. When I watch decluttering, I have to find stuff to get rid of, and that's been trying lately because I've actually done that several times, and it's nothing I'm ready to let go of yet. It's not that I don't have stuff to declutter. I'm not ready to let go of some things. But I was thinking, I really know everything I have and where it is, and that's part of decluttering and having less so you know where everything is and everything. And I'm saying this because it's quilting related. I was thinking, well, it must have been Sunday. I was like, I know the fabrics I have. I know where they are. And I know I only have 1 yard of white left and 2 charm backs of white. All of my block of the months and my Tuesday blocks will have white in them of some kind. So I've used up my scraps on, let's see if I can get this. Don't want that tipping over. All the scraps for that strength quilt I have used up. I've put in here, got this FPP all ready to sew for the friendship circle. I'm doing that the last couple days. So, and I actually had to cut more pink and green fabrics because I used everything I had, and I've used all the whites that are the right size for that. I have picked out, so I'm left with little bitty pieces anyway. So this is all I had, and I was thinking, I need to go visit some fabric stores. And I wound up at Halo, of course, Halo Inspirations, and I ordered 1.5 yards of white, which I was thinking, okay, so I'm already not doing good for a no spend February. So failed January and failing February. But I really thought that I needed it until I was looking at my double wedding ring to get it organized to see what I was going to do this month. I realized I have a 3-yard cut still, and I only need maybe 2 strips of 12 inches out of this. I really didn't need the white, but I needed the white. That's what happens when you panic buy. You see 1 yard of white, and you're like, oh no, completely forgot about that because I put fabrics with the project. I put fabrics with the project I'm going to use them on, or I plan to use them on. Completely forgot about that. But hey, now I have white, which is always good. And I have this is what is that? I think they have it at I got it at Missouri Star. It was 108. I can't remember what it's called. Waves or I don't even remember what it is, but that's the off-white. I think I'm going to be using quite a bit because I like the red, white, and blue with the off-white. I don't know what else to call it. Color that you see sometimes, older color looking. So I'm going to be using that. And I have some 10-inch squares that I can use on that too. But I have a little basket over here with the stuff in it for these. I have a little tray with my block of the month, and then I have this. Pardon my lean, I should have warned you first. For the ribbon quilt behind me. So I've got all of that organized, thank goodness. And I had a brilliant idea. I'd gotten the 3-yard quilt curve appeal because I haven't done a lot of curved piecing other than on the Christmas quilt that I just finished. I did those and I was like, oh, how do you do it? I'll tell you how I do it in a second. But I thought that would make this one right here. I thought that would make a very pretty border. I cut it down the sides, put some sashing on it. I was thinking dragon scales. What can I do that looks like dragon scales? I like it. My son didn't seem all that impressed. I don't know if it's the fabrics or design. I think it's the design. So I'm going to try that more. Oh, speaking of which, there is Halo and there is Sherry. Oh no, Nancy, she says we've been in the hospital for a week. We had bypass surgery on the 31st of December. On his leg, he fell Saturday and busted it. Oh, open now, has infection. Oh, they can't do surgery until they think he has. They can't do surgery because they think he has to. Oh, Nancy, I'm so sorry. You're in my prayers. And if you're a prayer warrior, please pray for Terry and Nancy, because taking care of somebody who's down is hard too. I'm so sorry. Good morning, Sherry. Good morning, Halo. And Sylvia says, oh no, Nancy, prayers and hugs. Lynn, sending some healing vibes to you and hubby. Let's see. Guess you, Nancy, thank you anytime. Me too, Colleen's but 75 at Halo. There are certain people in the chat who can't be trusted with information like Halo has heat and bond by the yard. And then there's stuff. Aw, thank you. And Halo says, let me get to that. Natalie says speedy recovery at Nancy. And Halo says, Halo does honestly appreciate y'all's support. Can't speak for everybody, but I'm happy to do it. I keep saying, even though she's over in Virginia, support small businesses and support local when you can. I just wasn't in a position that I was going to go anywhere to buy fabric anytime soon. So support small businesses when you can, because if we don't, they will not be there for us later. I have examples, but I'm keeping them to myself. Lynn says, I need to stock up on background fabric. Don't have enough to start another quilt. Endeavor says, thanks, Halo. Nancy, thanks, everyone. I have to buy some things today. Sigh. Oh, okay. Y'all know, and I will get to sewing right after I tell you this. I like to do DIYs. I like to do simple things around the house. You know, I can use a saw. I can use the suddenly I forgot what it's called. The table saw. I can use the circular saw, that bench saw. I can use all of those. I like to do DIYs. Over the weekend, we got our state return. And I told my husband I think it's a good time to buy a refrigerator. And if you've heard me talk about this before, you know I do this on purpose, but I really didn't do that on purpose this time. I told him, I said, you know, I think we need to buy a new refrigerator before prices go up. I don't usually do that, but this refrigerator is 22 years old and it had a life expectancy of 10. We've never had it worked on, so thank you, Lord, for that. Seriously. And my husband says, well, we can put that on a credit card because we, you know, you have those for emergencies. We have those for emergencies. And I was like, okay, because he wants, in case something happens to the car, he wants more cash on hand. And I was like, okay. And then I was at Lowe's shopping, looking at prices to see if there was anything on sale. And what do you know? The vanity I wanted was, okay, $300 is expensive. But it and all the pieces that I needed to do the grout, the tile, and I ordered a couple tiles, like a tile cutter and all that stuff. So I spent, I know it's crass to talk about money, but I'm going to tell you anyway. I spent $450. Now, most of this stuff I won't buy again. I only got one of the two vanities that I wanted to replace, but I got the one for my bathroom to see how I like it, see how it works, see if I can get it done. But I got it. I was so happy. I was so discouraged when I found out I wasn't going to be able to donate plasma anymore, because that's what I wanted to do this year, replace the vanities. I've been talking about it since we moved in. And now I get to. So that's going to be a spring project for me, along with finishing the cabinets. It's going to be a spring project for me. So hopefully I get a bunch of my UFOs, well, whips, because they're all whips. Hopefully I can get those done and I can concentrate on the DIY stuff I need to do in the house, or I want to do in the house, I should say, because I want to do it. I like doing it. These kind of things frustrate my husband quickly because he works all day. He doesn't want to come home and work. And I understand that. I worked too at a factory, and that is just no fun. And since I enjoy doing it, and sometimes what I do, well, first of all, start with the refrigerator, and then saying a vanity that's like a third of the price sounds a whole lot more reasonable. After I did that, he says, you did that on purpose. And I was like, what? He said, I was like, no, I usually do that on purpose, but this time it was just a coincidence. It really was. So, yay. Deborah says she got a new foot and a new pedal for a featherweight. We'll make doing the minions easier, I'm sure. And then Sylvia said, yes, I support my quilt club owner. Got most of my fabrics that's not donated to me from her. I also got my wool for knitting from her too. Support small businesses whilst they still running or lose them. Exactly. And Melissa says 450 isn't bad for a vanity. And that actually, the vanity was 300. I don't know if they're having I think that it said it was a discount or something. I'm not sure if it comes with the mirror or not. It says it comes with the mirror, but when you add it to the cart, it says, don't forget the mirror. I don't need the mirror. I don't want the mirror. So if I get the mirror, I'll find a place for it. It's not going to go above the vanity, though. I already have giant mirrors there I'm perfectly happy with and don't want to take them down. But tearing out the old vanity, I think I can do. But if I can't, what I do is I get it started and make a huge mess. And then I go to my husband and say, I can't figure this out. Even if I can. Because he'll huff and puff a little bit, but then he'll come in and he'll get it done. I've had door knobs replaced because he doesn't want to do it. So I'll like take it apart and say, I don't know how to put it back together. He should remember I learned how to put together transmissions. Everything else is kind of easy. Oh, what is that? I want to spread the word for your LQS. Okay, I don't. If they are participating in the LQS contest by Annie, they would love your vote. Oh, you're scrolling. I can't share this. I can't share links. Therefore, Google local quilt shop contest. All right, we're gonna have to do that. Remind me. And I will do that after the live, and I'll get a link underneath for y'all. Because yes, that's what we do. I could make you a moderator, but you'd have to behave. I don't know that I trust you. I am so teasing. In case you don't know me, I am teasing. Good morning, Dee Dee. I see you. Where do we go? Google local quilt shop contest. Local quilt shop. LQS, local quilt shop. Clearly, a giant coffee is not quite enough. Dee Dee's a little under the weather today, but still here, just on stealth mode. Girl, you rest, stay in stealth mode. I appreciate it. I love you. I wish you to get better. And it is hard doing stuff when you're feeling icky. Thank you for sharing our link, ladies. Local quilt shop, LQS. Yes, Sylvia. I am so slow. Let's see. It is best if you vote for your local quilt shop, as the winnings would benefit you that way. Okay. I'll remember to look that up. Let's see why Melissa. Angel says, and you're welcome, Angel. Melissa says, guess who, Nancy? LOL. He said if the window would open, he would jump. I said, you don't have to. I'm going to push you. Nancy. And Natalie says, we don't have a local quilt shop other than Hobbycraft, which is only good for a few bits. I think the ones in the city, and I call Springfield the city, and I call the other town the little town. The little town has a quilt shop. They were in the the annual not holiday hop, shop hop, the Missouri shop hop. They were in the Missouri shop hop, so I'm sure they're in that contest. The ones in the city, I don't really consider local. I consider them big, and most of them are franchise. They're not mom and pop. The one in town is a mom and pop. So that is the one I would vote for. Just a second. I don't want to forget this. Oh. Okay, I'll remember to look that up. By the way, this is my to-do list for the year. That felt nice. Oh. And that is why I've moved on to my strength quilt. And let's see. I'll leave that out here so I see it. The infinity ring quilt. I had to print this off this morning because I forgot. I kept forgetting how many were across and how many were down. Now I'm doing something I think is different. It's kind of quilt as you go, but I think because I'm not putting the backing on it, it's not really. I was going to go ahead and do the applique on all of these, and then put the blocks together, and then put the batting and the backing. But I was thinking, you know what I could do? And so I ordered batting today. I could take one row, and these will be approximately 60 inches wide, and do probably a 13 by 60. Do that row, and then attach the next row, and do that again, or do the rows separately, then attach them, is what I'm trying to say, by rows. So each row is quilted independently, and then it's just pieced together with the batting that I've got on there. And if it overlaps, I can cut it off a little bit. I have a hard time with quilt as you go. I don't know why. The putting the strip in the center does something to my brain. Confuses me when you put that sashing strip on top, because you're just, it's basically sewing it to the top. It's not so, and I'm thinking I could try this way. And if anybody knows that it's not going to work, please let me know. I still have to get the last video on this up, and I apologize. It's been 2 weeks. Got a lot going on. UK shops on LQS. Let's see. Lynn says, I'm the same, Natalie. No local quilt shop. We have a small shop which sells a bit of every craft, but not much fabric. Celia says there are 2 local quilt shops on the site in the UK. Cool. Angel, I thought so. Yeah, I had the content wrapped up. Wait, what did it do? Something Angel said. FYI, Angel says you can only vote once. They do check emails. We had someone removed from our voting count as they must have tried to vote more than once. That also means for only one quilt shop. Okay. You can quilt as you go without the strips. You just have to be careful when joining back. That's what I was thinking, kind of like I did the Christmas quilt. Just the batting and the top, and then I'll add the back later, and I can do the applique to the batting, and then maybe do an echo out here in the white space to add it to the top, because that would be much easier to do an echo, just echoing all the way. Well, you'd start in the middle. First of all, you start in the middle. So to start in the middle and then do the echo all the way out, and then I could come back down this side, go all the way down, and yeah, I could do it like that. That's what I'm thinking. So I need to get the batting for that so I can try it, because I've got several blocks ready to applique, put the corners on and applique. And I thought I want to get that batting first. So I could go ahead and put the corners on, but I might as well tack it to the batting as I go. Like put 2 in the middle and put the corners on and go, you know. Anyway, that's what I was thinking. I was also thinking that I need to switch how these cards are put in here, because I realized when I pulled from it, you could see the instructions on one side, and that's not cool. So we're going to go ahead and pull next week's block for the Show Me City Lights. And if you wonder why it's called Show Me City Lights, Show Me State is where I live. And City Lights is the name of the pattern that gives you these blocks, right? Oh, come on. Right here, these blocks and the sizes. And I have to add a sashing strip around my blocks when they're done, because I'm doing 8-inch blocks. Let's see. Oh, that'll be pretty. It's called Golden Gate. I think I have some strips that'll work perfect with that. That one here. Not putting this one up because I learned a lesson last time. The second I put it up, I'll want to see it. So Golden Gate will be next week's Show Me City Lights. And City Lights is the pattern from 3 Yard Quilts. It is in Fast and something. I think I linked it below in the description box. Just vote for your LQS, Halo says. Sylvia, you can quilt as you go without the strips. You just have to be careful for joining the box. I think I read that. And Halo says it goes until the end of February. There are different categories, and if a LQS wants the grand prize, they can't win the prize again. Don't be discouraged by previous year's winners. Golden Gate is pretty. I think so. I think it's going to be very pretty in the red, white, and blues. I think it's pretty. Ooh, my trash can. I should have had this out. This is what I should have been doing this morning. I'm trying to use my scraps as I go with these things. That way I'm not left with a bunch of scraps. So the cutting, the templates I put in, because I don't think this is a number that I like. Like at 18th, at 16th. Is that the case? Yes, that is the case. This is 3 1/8. Yeah. 3 1/8 size. I don't want to read that on the ruler, so I made a template. Because when I was writing it out, I was like, this is not dividing evenly. If I have to do eighths, if I have to do something like that, I'm going to do templates. Do you want to find that on your ruler? I mean, you can, and I have, but anyway. So for the center, I fussy cutted this where the red will go. Let's see. And I printed this out so I could remember how I'm putting it together. And this will be an 8-inch finished Weathervane. This is how I kept it. I put it in the baggie, and the new one will go in this baggie with its pieces when we're done. And these are the whites that I used. I see the seam, sewing them together because I want to use these as I go. I don't want them piling up on me, and it works really good for me. Okay, let's get these. Let's see, these are 4 white. Set these up. We're going to move and tilt. Think that'll work. Don't look out there. I'm fixing a vanity. That's just not going to get done. The vanity I see every day. That thing I don't. So the reason for the templates and not flying geese that I have, since that is like an 1/8 and such, it didn't work, and I was like, oh, we're not even going to do that. That's why these. And you could actually do these corners, half square triangles, but again, I'm using scrap pieces, so to get a piece big enough, I wasn't going to do that. So that's the reason for the sizing. It is to work with the scraps that I have. Now, when I run out of scraps, I might change the way I do it. Getting situated. I knew I was going to do something this morning and forgot. See that shade of white? It's an off-white. I really like that with the white and blue, the red and blues, that kind of shade. All right. Let's see. Really? Now I'm looking at this going, why in the world did I do that? All right, chill out. That's not how I'm going to put it together. Dealer's choice. I just changed mine. Yep, that's how I'm going to do it. And I do the center. My mind had this all figured out before I stopped and looked at it just now. I was doing so good. Okay. So I'm going to start with the very center. The very center. Because that's going to be easiest. My chat is running away. I apologize. We need to get to sewing. Oh, went to the patterns on Donna Jordan's site. Don't remember how many I downloaded. Thank you. Thank you, Deborah. I was going to mention that if you haven't went to Jordan Fabrics, and I think I've got them under exclamation Donna, by the way, exclamation COLEEN will brightly get my name in there. So I can see that you want my attention. She has several free patterns on there, and I've been dying to do some of those. So this is what I'm going to put together first. So we need don't need these right now. Don't need those right now. Don't even need those right now. Nice. That was uncalled for hands. Honestly, I should have had this done. Set up. No idea what I was thinking. So right now I've got a I've got a 9 patch to put together first. So we'll put this side on. These are the blue squares, the white rectangles, and the center. Put that side on all this, and then I'll come back and I'll put these on that side. And if you haven't changed your blade, change your blade. That would have made my life so much easier yesterday. I did not want to get out of my chair again. I should have, because guess who had a headache when they woke up? Making bad choices. I have my 1/4 inch foot on. This is my not good machine. I have a good one and the not good one. The possessed one. Let's be honest. This is a possessed one. And that is not. I'm still pushing the up down button, except for it's the reverse button. Thank you, Sylvia. That's how it works, she says. Yes, and I see my name in bright orange. I want that to turn on. I'm not going to take all of these off and place them back where they came from. I'm just going to leave one on there. I am going to press these to the center, finger press them, and those to the outer. That way these are going to nest when I put them together. So let's get this one on. Another square to the rectangle. Simple 9 patch. 9 patch because there's 9 pieces, 3, 6, and 9. Oh no, Deborah. Deborah says she's already spent more than her budget between Missouri Star, Halo, and thrift books. Well, stop it. There is a cart full of fabrics at Marshall Dry Goods. I think they have kind of overstock because they have some of the name brands that we would recognize. Didn't mean to do that. I meant to cut that one off. And I can't remember if it's Quilting Treasures that I found there that I liked for my kids' quilts that I'm going to make them. That's going to be dragon themed. That goes up there. This one is down here. As you can see, it takes a while. LOL. Delays are a real struggle for sure. Here it says. But I've got, and honestly, it depends on our federal return. There's stuff going on. I'm not going to talk politics. You ain't going to bait me into talking politics. I'm just going to say that because of my budget, I am going to wait until we know that we are getting a federal return before I order the fabrics for my kids. We don't spend money on the hopes that we get it when we're supposed to or when we're told. That is a good way to to go in the hole if you're living paycheck to paycheck. Okay. So now we've got this one and we've got this one. These are pressed to the outer. These are pressed to the center. They will nest right here. You should pin. And when I pin nested areas, I don't do it like everybody else. I was putting a pin over here and a pin over here. Like I'm pretty sure Halo showed me. But then I started just pinning on that seam right there. It keeps that seam together perfectly and less for me to have to worry about poking myself with. And by the way, I don't know if you could see, my finger has a red line across it. I can't even point to my finger. One of my giant basting pins, when I was basting, somehow it went 1/4 of an inch this way. And I ran to the bathroom and like this kid should think I hit an artery. It's just like, why? Why is this a full contact sport? Okay. Take this one off. I'm not even going to cut that. I'm going to press this to the dark side. And I'm going to put it here. And I'm going to cut my threads. I don't cut them if I don't have to. And I am hanging on to that intersection right there. I actually have pretty good luck doing that, except for when I do it on live. So let's do it on live until we have good luck. After I get that intersection, I'll go down and I'll grab this one. Make sure it's together. I just hold it together. And I saw a tip. I can't remember whose tip it was or where I got it from. My other machine, it was turning my seams. If I haven't pushed that way, it would turn them this way on me. I put masking tape across right there. It stopped it. That may have been a Rona French channel. I can't remember. But I was just like, how silly easy was that? Just put masking tape there to stop it from flipping your seams. No blood on the quilt. I know, right? And Sylvia, that's what Angel said. And Sylvia says, choline and pins are a dangerous combination. I know. And what did I do? I ordered more of those pins so I could keep them in 2 places. Plus, I have basting pins. You just can't trust some people. Okay, which iron? Okay, so I'm gonna use this iron. I actually have my little one hanging. I have a wire basket right here. I hung that on the edge of it because it was just too in the way everywhere else. This will take 1 second to heat up. I love that. And I have more of these hearts that I can fussy cut like that. Oh, Tracy's going. I didn't see Tracy. Oh, there she is. Tracy with Craft a Simple Life says, I have to disappear again now to go to an appointment. Take care, everyone. It was good to say hello today. It was good to see you today, Tracy. I hope your appointment goes well. And don't forget, if you're on Twitch, look her up. If you watch streaming on Twitch. We don't have the internet to stream on Twitch. We were going to get it this year, but I'm starting to think that's not going to happen. But I can always dream. Isn't that cute? That is very thin right there. Maybe I should have put interfacing behind it. It'll be fine. Okay. Now what do I do? Now I can do these. Okay. I'm going to do the 2 insides. There we go. Put it on my keyboard. Oh, and I'm so intelligent. Somehow I can't remember which finger, and touched the little edge of this plate when it was on. So then all heat hurt it. It's like, why? Why do I keep doing these things? So, so I need a white and a white, and then I'll need the same on the other side. So I'll put that here. White and white. Blue triangle, do not burn me. Turn the right way. Just making sure they're all turned the same way. Okay, one of these have to go the other way. That's okay. Just flip the whole thing. It'll be the other way. Ain't gonna fuss on that yet. Blue triangles will go on beside those, like that. And I need a white one. No. When I flip this one over, it'll be just like the picture. Okay. And what's wrong? We have to switch. Stop that. Yes, I talk to myself like this all the time. I'm going to flip this over, get it ready to sew. That way I have a little bit more room over here where there's no room. I have a background. Background. Flip these over, get them ready to sew. Thank you, Lynn. Thank you, Sylvia. I say so cute so far. Cute block. Thank you. Okay, so I have those sections ready. Roll the sleeves up because this could go wrong. I'm going to sew these corners first so they're not wandering around on me. Line up the edges. Better than that. All right, I just spun it. I need to stop doing that. I'm going to talk about this. That way it goes on that right. Okay. This is going to go here, so it needs to go here. Got it. Edge lined up. I see my chat going crazy. If I don't respond, I am not ignoring you. Hey, 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 hey. Somebody was very irresponsible right then. Could not have been me. And that is why this is the possessed one. It was me. I should have hand cranked that down. Just so we're clear on whose fault it is. Okay, let's do that again. I'm sewing it from the back side so I don't start at a point. Hold on to my threads. Put the needle down. Hold on to the threads. Try to do it again. I think it was Nancy who told me. Somebody told me that on the brothers, if you put the fabric right up next to that, it keeps them from doing what they just did to me. Because even in between, it will try to do what it just did. So that's why I lift my foot and I put my fabric right up next to that needle chain piecing, which means there's a couple stitches in between. Getting this straight. Oh, check navy. Thank you, Sylvia. So cute. Love that block. Yeah. Definitely check, check, check. I turn things. And the seconds it takes me to get from there to here, I will turn it. Luckily, I know that about me. And I have very good help staying where they should be from the chat. Thank you. It would not be the first time I sewed something on wrong. I generally leave the last one on if I can, just because it helps without having leaders and enders. And I'm pressing this to the dark side. May have to change that. Okay, now, since this is cut just the right size, all you have to do is line up the corner. Corner here, corner here. Then when we flip it, we will have it. There's some bias here. Try not to pull and stretch, but if you do, just use your iron to put it back in place. I learned that from Donna Jordan. Same with this one. I've got it laid out. Flip it over. And I wasn't doing that side, was I? That's not going to work. And that's okay. I'm using a 1.6 stitch. I became a very big fan of just ripping things apart with my hands. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, Deborah says, my arthritis in my back doesn't like the cold. I imagine not. Let me grab another piece really quick. So that tiered thing I have is perfect for the in progress with lots of little tiny pieces to hold them. Where did my, here we go. I'll get those corners on there. That's what I had from a 10-inch square left over after cutting these. Let's try that again. Oh, I was trying to remember why I took that apart. I was like, why did I take them apart? Because it had a cut in it that was well into the seam allowance. And the projects. Deborah says, yeah, I'm on real good terms with my heating pad and my new heated blanket. Sylvia needs a heated blanket. Oh, it's just, there we go. Sorry if that confused you. When in doubt, put everything back where you found it. So this one is going over to here. I don't think I have, maybe once, maybe twice, and I think I'm being generous with that, I have put a block together without having to rip something. Yet I keep doing it. All right. That will go in the scraps. Open these up, press to the dark side. I'm just doing a finger press. This is a batik. It works great with finger pressing. Batiks are very good for foundation paper piecing. Although I would still press it with my iron if I wasn't. Okay, there's a 50-50 chance I'd press it with my iron if I wasn't live. So I'm going to do these up here. Lay them out, just flip them over. Deborah says her husband says his knees are feeling it. My knees are titanium, so they aren't going to be a problem. The Bionic Woman. That piece is turning easier, pressing easier to that side, so I'm letting it. I want to do that one yet. I want to do this one. Just turn over right sides. Oh, I almost forgot. Saturday is our block of the month for February. And I would tell you guys, keep in mind that we decided on the countries. What did we decide on the countries? We decided on the countries last year. So, and I have already done all but the last 5. I need to get some up still, but I've already done those blocks, and you can't see it because it's up there. Actually, that's one, but you can't see it, which is good because I was worried about that. I'm not a good person. Now I'm going to take this one, same thing, the edge right there. I'm just going to turn this one over onto it. Line up my edge right there. Don't worry about nothing else. That goes straight off there. Sylvia says one of her knees are titanium, but she still has problems with it. My sister is pretty much half metal. She can't go through metal detectors anywhere. When she was 17, I think she was 17, maybe she's a little bit older, she was in an accident. She walked in front of a car, and it took her inside the windshield, threw her out against a phone pole, and they didn't think she was going to survive. But she did. That she has plates, screws, rods everywhere, keeping her together. She has problems around them. Pressing on the light side because it's the path of least resistance right here. My block of the month, I think, is kind of complicated, but maybe it'll inspire you. And it's free until next month's block of the month comes out. Saw that one. And I want to say, One, I did it as FPP. On the other, I used templates. It's 2 blocks. Actually, it's 3 blocks. There's a bottom, a top, and a middle. I know, right, Sylvia? Sylvia says, wow, overachiever. That's usually me. That's normally me, LOL. I've only done 5 so far. Okay. Take this one off. Stop that. And if you have trouble, by the way, with the automatic, it's a standard. I'm just going to call it standard. The standard manual threader. You might make sure that your needle is at the highest point when you thread it. This bar up here will come to the top. That's usually my problem when I can't get my needle threaded with the threader, and I, for a very long time, thought it was just it. No, it was me. It was me. Just thought I'd tell you that so you don't get frustrated, because I'm still one of the newer ones around here. Okay. The right is facing outside here, which means it's going to face outside over here. So now we've got those 2 sides done. And we're going to do the top, which is almost the same thing. We got a blue background, white background, blue. So I'm going to set these aside after I press them. It does help to press them if you want them to go together. I'll starch them when I'm done. I haven't starched them. Sometimes I starch my fabrics when I start a project. Sometimes I don't. If I don't with one, though, I try to not with all of them. Yeah, that'll be the side. Good morning, Deb. I was thinking about you the other day. Oh. That one's going kind of sideways on me because of the bias. It's okay, it'll straighten up. I have a little bit extra over here from the one that I cut. See, these are 1 5/8 wide. Isn't that a fun number? I just don't like that number. Yep, 1 5/8. So I'm going to trim this really quick since I see that it's a little bit off. I will be losing that point. Then the white went on very well. I'm showing you because that way you know it's okay. I'm going to lose, what is it? This one right here. I did something incorrect in the piecing, so but it's okay. That's not going to bother me. If it bothers you, you can rip it out and sew it again. That's not going to bother me, and I don't let it bother me because I would never get anything done if I went back nitpicking everything. That was not good. Okay. Iron is now off. And we're doing the top and the bottom, which we need a background. I just don't want these on the same side. background, white in the center. I'll try to do better on these. And then, yep, the blues. Oh, I miss Natalie. Oh, Natalie, it takes her ages to use the threader, quicker to do it myself. It did me too for a long time. This is a recent discovery. But the threader, and if your threader, there is, let's see, there is a little metal piece in there. When you push it back, when you push this in, the little piece goes through the hole and pulls it out, I think. So if that is bent, it's not going to go through that. This one should not stay there. It's not going to go through that hole correctly and grab it. Or if you have your thread above or below that the wrong way, it's not going to go through the needle and grab it. Push it through the needle, I mean. That piece in there. Yeah. I should stick to what I'm doing. That doesn't even go over here. All right. I'm over time, but we're going to be. So I'm going to chain stitch these. Batiks do have a wrong and a right side. If I can't tell, I don't care. Right sides always together. This machine is much more finicky about everything. I was only a small part of the problem for using this machine. I still have the one in the garage that I'm pretty sure isn't broken. I just wasn't doing things right. Rest to the dark side. Rest to the dark side. Take this one over. I'm going to pay more attention to that tip, making sure it's covered completely. So I'd rather lose fabric down here if I'm going to lose. Start here. If I was doing several of these, I would sit over in my recliner at my little table and I would glue. I would glue a bunch of these and then come over here and just sew them all. That's how I cut all the little pieces for the blocks for FPP. I sit over there at my recliner and I did them all. This cutoff corner should, right there, should line up here, and this one lines up here. That's how it's supposed to work. If it can't be messed up, I will mess it up. I stopped feeling bad about messing things up recently, though. like, okay, I'll learn from it, and I will try to do better. I may fail, but I will try. This one will go over the same way as the other one. The straight sides actually line up. And part of the problem was I was cutting these from scraps. So if I was short, you know, and it was going to be in the seam allowance, I didn't worry that it wasn't quite the right size. I forgot I did that until just now. That. Well, there is no path of least resistance, so I'll press to the darker one. And there we have, that will face out, and this one will face out. Now we're going to do another 9 patch. No, we're not. But we're going to put the centers on. These are supposed to be facing the other way. They're like little houses. You look at this, the way it goes, it's like little houses, right? Where's my thing? I'm doing like, no, yes. Okay, my eyes are seeing different patterns here now, so I've got to, you know, like when you're looking at a picture and your eyes focus and you can see one thing, but other people see another thing. That's what my eyes were doing. Okay, so now we're going to put the top and bottom on. Nothing really to match up, although these do a pretty good job. Right sides together, it should be the exact length you need. And the I noticed something else. I am pulling cards from the Quilt Builder card deck number 3. I don't have number 2. Links are below. I also pull from the book sometimes, and I might change that again and start pulling from that again. That is, Halo has it. What else was I going to say about that? Oh, I saw over the weekend, there is another card deck. Okay, those kind of match up. There is another card deck that seems to have a ton of options on what you can do with it from C&T Publishing. It's like, I don't know, like a game, kind of like what I do. Oh, they are currently out of stock. We have ordered in. Oh, okay. Thank you. I try to look before I mention things to see if they're in stock or if they're out of stock. Why did I push that? Okay. Now I'm going to take this top one. Make sure the arrow is pointing away. That's a little light right there. There we go. Not even cutting my threads. These do kind of nest right there. So I'm trying to nest them. Gotta do that again. And if you have a local quilt store, ask your local quilt store if they have them, if they can get them. I tried, when I got 3-yard quilt patterns, I actually called my quilt store. They only have a couple of them, the books. So I got on that. I ordered from Halo. I also ordered from them directly because they have digital downloads. Wow, that should be redone. Right. I think when the seams threw me off. Completely sideways on that. I just go back over it. I'm not pressing my seams open, so that's not a thing for me. If it is a thing for you, then pick it out. I'm just happy to do it. Get it done. Natalie says she should be finishing her project bags today, but binding is not my friend. I know what you mean. That went weird. Okay, pressing it. I turn this off because we know I burn myself. I don't know what was said. Not did something. Oh, Sylvia changed stitching. It snapped in the same place every round. Made coffee with grandson. Made coffee before he left, but grandma, bad grandma, I guess. Oh. Oh, they are currently out of stock. We have in order thread stands. So we'll be in this month. If you click on the products and tell us to email you when they get back, the system will tell you when it is back in. Yes, it will. Thank you. Yeah, I see that now. And I looked down and it says, Colleen, I was talking to Deborah. Are you talking about the inspirations box? Yes. Yes. I can't remember the name of it. And thank you. Nightbot should be alerting me that Sylvia said my name, but it's not. Lynn says, had one specially made for the Jenny box. Natalie J, did you get the bags made? Oh, and she was saying she needs binding. Got signed up. Thanks, Angel. Bot given up. I guess it has. What did you do? We do have those in, Colleen. Okay, thank you very much. And she says, you're most welcome to Deborah. Okay. Got that heated up now. And this looks wonky as all get out, but I'm telling you, once I get it ironed and together, it's going to be fine. There's a lot of bias, and I know what I've done is I've stretched that, not being careful enough. But when you iron it, it's going to bring it right back into shape. That has worked for me so far. I'm not an expert. I can't tell you that's going to work for everybody. Okay, now we're going to put these sides on. And there will be nesting. This first one. And nesting means that there's a little ledge right here and there's a little ledge right here. If you take your fingernail, you can feel it, a hump. And you just want to click those two together like that. I am going to use pins now because I want to put both sides on before I start sewing, which means I'm not going to be holding it. And I'm going to go right through the middle of that seam. That works really well for me. And this one over here, it can kind of feel it nest right here, but I don't know. I haven't made enough of them to know if it's supposed to or not. I think it's going to be fine. Let's get this one over here. We had 70s yesterday, and I think next week it was calling for snow. They may have taken that out of the forecast. They do that every other hour. And did you know there are several flags of countries that are red, white, and blue? So this would be great for several countries. It would be great for patriotic if you live in the States, as I do. Go over here and nest these sides. Sylvia obviously said my name too much. Well, it worked on everybody else. Oh, me and the Nightbot are going to have a talk. There are links over at the in the chat. There are links below in the description box. There's a little thing that says more underneath the video that you can click on and see all the links that I've put in, or you can drop that chat, which can be very informative and helpful. It worked for Deborah. Sylvia's in timeout. I looked and she spelled it right and everything. I don't know what happened. Okay, so we've got the sides pinned on. And I've got a little fullness right here. That's going to work itself in just fine. I'm not going to fuss over that too much. Let's try to hit that with the iron. It scraps. So there is a lot of bias trying to bend out a shape because I'm too rough with things. Yeah, that helped. That helped quite a bit. So hang on to your threads or use a leader and an ender, and we're going to do a 1/4 inch. Ooh, I may have went over that. So put a crease in this. My knot stiletto has disappeared. I need to go find another one. Oh, wait, I've got the purple thing. Also doubles as a clip holder. My finger was too close to that needle for me. When I say there's bias on the fabric, I mean that's just the stretchier side. There we go. So when you fiddle with it too much, you can bend it out of shape, stretch it out of shape. This is just my machine misbehaving. Has a new needle and it's being cleaned. And so does my other one. I try to do that before I put them away. So when I pull them out, I'm not going, did I clean this machine? Whoop. Well, I've dropped one, and you know I'm going to find that at the worst possible. There it is. Okay. This little stand, this spool holder that I have, it's got, I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It's got a little space right there, but that fits in perfectly. That's the color I'm going to use on my double wedding ring. Need to cut a net for it. I have nets, I just have to cut them to length. Maybe I should do that. Yay! That I can get without bending over. Automotive. You don't know you need it until you need it. It's came in very handy. I drop things all the time. And you should set your seam because it's supposed to help it lay nicer, which means you don't actually do that. You just hold it. I am not a good example. I'm just lightly pushing back. Sometimes if I see it getting pleats, I'll push it. I'll give it a little tug with my fingers to avoid that. I'm sure there are seams in here I could spin. That is not my worry right now. Well, oh, that's hot. This is Stay Flow, which is not sold anymore. So there's another starch underneath the thing. I've also used Best Press, which I actually like better. It has never done bad things to the sole plate of my iron. This cooks. And that's not a good thing. Unless, of course, you want to grill cheese. Don't spray starch on your grilled cheese just to get it to brown. That's not okay. Mine's not always burning my fingers, but when it does, I think my seam was a little bit short there because I've got little wrinkles. Okay, and I'm going to quickly, because this should be 8.5 inches. Got a wrinkly edge over here. I'm going to fix real quick, and then I'm going to put sashing around it to get it to the size that I need it. And I got a feeling this is just the bias because those are fine. I was watching somebody do a bunch of stuff with bias the other day, and they're like, this is going to look horrible. Iron it before you judge it. And it was great after they ironed it. Trying to keep my 1/4 inch. Gonna lose that one. It happens. We are a work in progress. Did not do a good job, but it's good enough. Let's see. 8.5 is right here. So this squares to 8.5. I try to keep my points, but if I lose my points, I'm not going to freak out over it. I'm not going to make a new one unless it's just really bad. I mean, it has to be pretty bad before I'll make a new one. And if you lose all your points, then you call it a design choice. Thank you. Angel says, so pretty. Deborah says, beautiful, Colleen. Thank you. Sylvia says, hello, Angel. It's only put me on strike from saying Colleen's name. And I have some strips that I have cut. This is a photo case. It doesn't hold a lot, but I wanted to keep these strips in one place. I've got 1.5 inch strips. I think that's a 2-inch strip. But anyway, 1-inch strips I put in a baggie and put in here because when I do the, let's tilt up a little bit. When I do this, I use strips and cut them as I go. But I decided last night, I'll probably have to come down some more. I'm going to use the 1 inch for this. And this was a backing fabric from Missouri Star. You know who has some pretty backing fabrics? Angel. Angel has pretty backing fabrics. She has lots. Oh, that's something else I bought. I couldn't buy the white fabric without buying the panel, the Amazing Grace panel she has. Or had. Haven't looked today. I just, oh, that one spoke to my heart. I knew I was going to get it. It was just a matter of time. If you have the City Lights pattern from 3-yard quilts, you know how large this needs to be. I don't want to give too much away. I do have a playlist for my City Lights, which may have one of their videos in it that will tell you. Hey, hey, hey. And I can't remember what book it's from. And I'm just going to line my seam up. Sorry. The heart looks like it was fuzzy cut out. Oh, fussy cut out. Autocorrect. Needs more coffee. Yes, it was. And I've got a few more of them. It came from a fabric my mother-in-law gave me. I decided to make it into strips because it's the red, white, and blue theme. And I really didn't know what I was going to do with it. So I made it into strips so I can do some of the, whatever that's called, pineapple, hexagon, log cabin, I don't know, blocks with it. Usually I do the sides, but apparently this time I'm doing the top and bottom and then the sides. And I am way over time. There's just too much to talk about. I'm not pulling them, I'm just placing them. At least my other machine likes some intersections. I mean, this one really. Let's go. Deborah says it's okay pulling. We love chatting with everyone. Thank you. The heart is lovely, Lynn said. And whoops, Natalie said, I agree, Lynn. The heart is lovely. You could FPP that heart. I don't think even I want to do one that small though. And there's tons of patterns for free, especially right now for hearts. Lining up on my seam. I'm going to pretend like that's straight. And right here. Oh, okay. Sylvia says you didn't start sewing until half past, so you're doing okay. Thank you. This machine just needs more help all the time. I'm trying to get used to it though, because it will save wear and tear on my other one. here, I'm going to line up on both of my seams. This line right here. Find me a line over there. That way at least the corner is straight. One more. They bug me. Threads hanging out all over the place bug me. I give up. The thread's one for right now. The sashing, I guess I can't tell you because I think I still got to cut it down a little bit, is 1 inch. So I'm using 1 inch stashing on all of them. I don't know if I'm going to alternate the colors for the frames, but that better not be my husband. Off. Hang on a second. Let's make sure it's not him. Nope. I'm getting something from Lowe's. I want to do a couple blocks before I committed to which side these are going to go on. If I remember right, it's every other one, but I need to look at the pattern. I've been doing so many patterns, I'm just not remembering them all, even my own. After I get this on, I'm going to starch it. Give me a line, come on. There we go. Starch it real quick and call it done. Put those back in my little box here in a minute. Oh, who started it? I have pre-washed this red, although it is better quality than the other red that ran. The reds have been pre-washed because I don't want running. And I don't always pre-wash. I was at first. I was pre-washing everything but pre-cuts. When you can see the finish line. I'm very happy with that. If you can see my cut corners and everything, you keep it to yourself. We aren't judgy today. Ever. I love it. But I love the colors. I love the colors together. I think that using the off-white and the white makes it look really nice. I'm happy with it. I like it. And when I'm done with this quilt, whichever niece or nephew gets it is going to love it too. Because nobody else sews and does that kind of stuff in my family. So If they get something, it's going to be for me. And by the way, I am the favorite aunt. I don't know that they know that, but I do. I tried to make them, all their babies, I tried to knit all of their babies, baby blankets. And then I started quilting. I was like, oh, I should remake all of those in quilts because I think quilts are sturdier. I think knitted stuff you got to worry about, fiddle with a little bit more. And I don't want to add stress to laundry. Seriously, nobody wants that. So this will go with those. I am loving it. Loving it. Oh, I was going to check the size of this. So we're going to wrap it up. Oh, that is that. Yes. Measuring in midair. It's a technique. I don't think I need to trim that down. I got just a hair over here that I could trim down. So I might have to trim an eighth, maybe, here and there. But otherwise, look at that. I'm impressed with myself. I know I probably say that a lot, but every time something comes out pretty, I am just like, wow, I did it. Does that ever stop? You guys that have been quilting for a while, does that stop? You just expect to do well. So this was the, what was this? Weathervane. This was the Weathervane block. I think we nailed it. If you're sewing along with me or doing any of these blocks, let me know how yours are going and how you're doing on it. I would love to hear that. Forgive me if I don't answer back quickly because I panic when I get comments. A lot of comments. That's never happened yet. And I'll put this one back here so we don't pick it again. Again, this is being picked from the Quilt Builders card deck, set 3. I have set 1, 3, and the fast and easy, quick and easy. This I also pulled from this on occasion, but I gave it a rest because we've done several. I hadn't done any out of that card deck. So let's see. 1, 2. Oh, and I've got these. These are very helpful. If you're new and you want to figure out a layout, these are very helpful. Turn the right way. I am not sponsored. I am not an affiliate. I get nothing for telling you about these products and things that I use. I am, however, frugal. So thank you all for joining me. Thank you. Thank you for being here this morning and keeping me company while I did a little bit of sewing. I am not going to hit the back button on my mouse and run my goodbye like I have done before. Oh, let's see. It looks so pretty, beautiful, clean. Deborah, we will send her Nightbot to straighten out that iron. Angel says. I need to straighten out the Nightbot. Apparently, it's ignoring Sylvia sometimes. Love the heart in the middle, Lynn said. Agree, Lynn. The heart is lovely, Natalie said. The heart looks like it was fussy cut. I already said. Maybe I'm repeating myself. Heart. The autocorrect actually did work on that one. We love chatting with everyone. I saw that. Start sewing till 1/2 saw that. And I'm just repeating myself. Yes, Deborah says some machines are just so needy, right? I know. Sylvia says gorgeous. Deborah says so pretty. Angel at Halo Inspiration says love it. I agree, Colleen. Thanks for a great live, Colleen. You nailed it. Sylvia said thank you. Never expected something to turn out right. Oh, I never expect something to turn out right, Deborah says. And, Tracy, did you just come in? I did a show and tell of your gifts. She says, OMG, you're still alive. I just got up. Yay! Now I'm sad. Good morning, Tracy. Sylvia calls Tracy her Canadian daughter, and Tracy calls Sylvia her UK mom, which they just did. Said hello, Tracy. Deborah says hello, Tracy. Ah, yes, she did. She just got up and we were just finishing up. I'm going to take a drink of coffee and then I'm going to say a bunch of stuff. Don't miss Mom and Pop on at 11 Eastern Time. Tuesdays on at, is it noon my time? It's underneath the video. It's probably in the links that our friends, our moderators have nicely shared over in the chat. So if you can't see the chat, there may be a link over there you want to check out. Everybody who has channels, I missed Hug Mom. May need to get hers in there. Everybody who has channels has a link put into the chat because kindness matters. It did. Nightbot put Sylvia in timeout from using my name. Apparently, she abused it. Pardon me. 10 my time. Okay. I think it's M and P. M ampersand P. We'll see. And if you missed her haul from her visit to the States that she did this weekend, you need to see that. Well, I was trying to do it. I'm not even typing anything because I'm not in my box. There we go. Twice. Just because they deserve it. Yes, we love Laura Lynn and Kent. I usually say Laura Lynn because it feels weird saying a man. That's not related to me. Oh, there's Pegma. I think you're under Deb. Let's try to get that in. Thank you. I wasn't sure if you were still here or not. I was going to put it in the comment. Deb. See if that works. I will get it to work. They can't put me in timeout. There we go. Okay. I was starting to worry. Good job, Deb. And thank you. Thank you all for joining us. Glad we got to see some people we don't usually get to see. That was very nice for me. I like the company. You know, there's not a lot of people to talk to around here. So that's why I don't shut up when I get on a live. But seeing how now my back is completely gave out. You're welcome, Deb. You're welcome. And I'm sorry about that. I couldn't remember how I put it in there, but I thought I usually do it by first names. Okay, we're going to have to get off because I've got a pain going down my leg. I said wrong. Sorry about that. We are not professionals around here. Just so you know. Take care. Have a good week. I appreciate you all coming to see me. I appreciate the new subs. I appreciate the return subscribers. I appreciate my moderators who you can tell work it in my chat. Keep the riffraff out. Thank you all so much. And take care. And my new thing's going to be, before I say what I always say, is lead with kindness. I mean, come on. It's not hard to lead with kindness. And be the light we want to see in others. Love you guys.